What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Wine Nerd channel. Today we're going to cook one of my favorite recipes. It's my tailgate chili. It's called Dan's Tailgate Chili. I'm going to start by getting my skillet on here. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the pan. And I'm going to start with ground chuck. So you don't have to get expensive meat for this. You can use ground beef, but I use 2 pounds of ground chuck. And I'm going to throw it in here along with my bacon because I need about 4 strips of bacon in here. I'm going to just put the bacon in there, add it in there with it, and we're going to cook all that down. And then I'm also going to add my Italian sausage, 1 pound of Italian sausage. And this recipe is going to be amazing. Of course, it's hard to make chili when it's 110 degrees outside like it is in Texas right now. And I call it my tailgate chili because my favorite thing to do is when we're tailgating watching football games is to make this chili. And so it's one of my favorite recipes. All right, so I got the meat cooking. I'm just going to kind of stir it up. And we want to get that meat browned and the bacon cooked because that is the base of our amazing chili. When you put your pork in, make sure you take the paper off before you mix it up like I just did. So I've got my meat cooking. I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 onion chopped. I want to make sure I get this nice and brown, so I'm going to add that into my meat mixture. That way it can get nice and cooked in there with the meat. And I'm also going to add about 3 or 4 cloves of minced garlic and add that in there as well. And we're just going to let that continue to cook. And that is going to be the base of our tailgate chili. As you can see, the meat is still browning. We want to make sure we get that bacon and that pork cooked really good. We don't want to get anybody sick on our chili. All right, so I've got my meat browned and it's ready to go. The bacon's fully cooked. This is the simplest of recipes because really at this point all I'm going to do is add in all my ingredients and let it cook for a long period of time. So it's pretty like a 1 as far as difficulty level. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in all my ingredients. I'm going to start with 1 carton of beef broth and add it into the mix. Just like this. And I'm keeping that heat on high because this broth is going to take a long time to heat up because it's obviously at room temperature. Then I'm going to add in a can of beer. You can use any kind of beer you want. I'm using a Tupps Lager. It's a local brewery here in McKinney. And now comes the part that's going to be a little bit controversial. I've been in Texas most of my life. Most people say there's no beans in chili. I'm from the north, and there's beans in my chili. So I'm going to add in 3 cans of chili beans and 1 can of kidney beans. I'm just going to add them all in there. Some people are going to leave comments. I'm sure there's no beans in Texas chili. Well, this is a northern chili, not a Texas chili. I'm going to add all that guy in there, just like that. So 3 cans of, and you can get as spicy as you want. I get the medium. These are the Bush's medium pinto beans with chili sauce with them. So it doesn't get too spicy, so that the kids will eat it. Then I'm going to add in 2 cans of tomatoes for chili. You don't have to get those, but I like to get the ones that are specifically made for chili. Diced tomatoes for chili. And then I'm going to add in 1 can of tomato paste into the mix. Just like this. Then I'm going to add in 1 can of tomato sauce. And it's smelling good already. And then 1 can of marinara sauce. I like to make mine pretty tomatoey, and that marinara sauce just gives it a good flavor to it. Just like that. All right, and now for my seasonings, I'm going to add in about a 1/4 cup of chili powder. Just like that. A little black pepper. A little salt. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to add in a little bit of Italian seasoning. Just a little sprinkle there. Just like that. A little bit of cayenne pepper. Get a little spice to it. like that. A little cumin, like that. And then a teaspoon of sugar. And I stir it up and get it nice and stirred. So I'm going to stir that frequently. I'm going to keep it on high, and I'm going to stir it every once in a while just to make sure it doesn't get stuck to the bottom. And you're going to cook that for a good 1 or 2 hours. Once it gets to a rolling boil or a kind of a boil, you turn it down to low and just let it cook. All right, that chili's been on for a couple of hours now, and it is ready to go. As you can see, it's thickened up, and it is just beautiful looking. All right, guys, my chili is ready. I'm ready to dress it. So I like to put cheddar cheese on top. Some people like to put onions. I'm gonna do a little cheddar cheese. And I do love onions, but there's onions in it. So I'm gonna put a little cheddar cheese on top. I'm gonna do a little Fritos on top because I like a little crunchiness to mine. And then just a little bit of Tabasco sauce, and you can always add more spice if you want to later on. I like a little Tabasco on top of mine. Just like that, make it a little spicy. And that's it, it's ready to serve. Let's take a bite and see what it tastes like. That is so good. It's hot, but it's really good. There's one of those beans. Look. Chili's not chili without beans in it. I'm telling you, you gotta have beans in it. I don't care what anybody in Texas says. I've been in Texas most of my life. Chili from up north has beans in it. You gotta have beans in your chili. It's so good. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when I make new videos. You know what goes really good with chili? Cornbread. I actually have some cornbread in the oven right now. Go check out my cornbread video if you want to see how to make amazing Tippins cornbread. Thanks for stopping by. Y'all have a good night.